All right, welcome. This reading is for Rupert. Names have been changed to protect privacy, and this one should be a little short and sweet. So Rupert is at a professional crossroads. Now this is a one-to-one reading, but you are welcome to watch along if you're curious about how I do readings and what my process is. Basically, I collect your questions from you in a form, and then I record myself answering them. With permission, I will post them, and without that permission, I send you the private link where only you can view. I do have permission to post this. So Rupert is at a professional crossroads. His questions are, am I clinging to an old identity that I am meant to evolve past, or am I being prompted to integrate this somehow? He says that he does not simply want to be known as an astrologer. He has moved into the therapy space for the last few years, loves it and is great at it. Feels like he's great at it, has a lot of job satisfaction there. And he also asked, is my spiritual lens my distinction as a therapist and a life coach? Am I just not utilizing it? So we are going to dig into this for you, Rupert. And also congratulations on those letters by your name. I know that was some hard work, friend. Here we are. Let's... All right. Am I clinging to an old identity? Let's just get a baseline check here. Okay, so yes and no. I know that's not the answer you were looking for, but yes and no. That identity is supposed to evolve with you, right? And astrologer, witch, diviner, all of those different hats that you've worn in the past, those are, let's call them support archetypes for what you're doing now. Let's don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but these are support archetypes. And just with this 10 of Cups, I almost instinctively want to tell you, pick your favorite things among those to include with whatever you're doing, as opposed to having many miscellaneous or seemingly unrelated. Now, you and I know that they're related, but to the uninitiated, you know what I mean? They seem to not be, right? So there is, it's both. It's both. You want to integrate both of these things into each other in a way that is cohesive to somebody who is unfamiliar. Because the kind of therapy that you do is oddly specific, okay? But you also have adjacent gifts and skills to help people master themselves from more than one angle. So really what it is like, instead of having, and I'm gonna use a food metaphor, bear with me here, and I am gonna pull some more cards, but food metaphor. Instead of having a buffet, okay, make it all like a cheese platter. Make it all like your charcuterie board, baby. You know, you've got things that complement each other instead of a bunch of things that are just kind of like look like a bunch of people threw a potluck together. Okay? Like, basically, this 10 of Cups is saying you have a want for harmony, not a want for sacrifice, if that makes sense, right? So, like, harmonize it, Music Man. Here we are. Now, as far as evolving past it, no, but it is very much what you asked about, am I being prompted to integrate this? Yes. That Page of Cups, like, again, with a food metaphor, make it a soup, not a buffet. Sorry, I'm not meaning to be nonsensical with your reading, but my guides are being kind of funny in my ear right now. Also, I really like calling you Rupert. I'm just being honest. Okay, so, but really, the Page of Cups, like, and I say this every time I read for you, okay? I say this when I read for anyone and I pull a page. The pages grow into those knights and the kings and the queens, okay? So, soup metaphor aside, friend, what you want is something that blends. With this Page of Cups, it's like, I realize that you are sitting in a place that feels a little bit insecure, a little bit shaky, a little bit like, well, but I know who I am, but what am I doing with it? Let it be fluid. I know that is difficult for you, but let some of it be fluid and see how some of it blends together. Because where all of your individual things, you have developed those, right? All of your individual gifts and skills, you've developed those and sharpened those and refined those, but they're still very individual. And so if you allow them to bleed into each other and run into each other, like for example, with the kind of therapy you do, right? You can introduce more symbolism because that is an area of expertise that you have. You can introduce more being deliberate with your words because you are a man of magic words. With the kind of therapy that you do, you can integrate some of the gifts that you have for, terrific astrologer. Okay, you can use that astrology knowledge for when you want to release things, when you want to launch new things, put different offerings out at different times, right? Or spotlight some of them at different times. Not for nothing, but we do have that June 9th Venus-Jupiter conjunction. I mean, use that. Right? Like how many people have you helped, Rupert, where you have taken their emotional insecurities and you have taken their statements of I am unlovable and turned them into I'm a bad bitch and everybody loves me, or whatever it is, right? So take those things and use more of the other things that you have and refine them all together. Because that page really wants to level up into a knight and to a queen and a king, okay? It's really wanting that. Like my hands are tingly. Every time my hand gets close to that card, my hands tingle. All right, now what else? And I would say, given all of that, yes, your spiritual lens is your distinction. It very much is your distinction. You just haven't quite formed a vision for it yet, and that's okay. You have been refining all of these different things, sharpening all these different things, right? Separately. So now the way you do that, the way you utilize all of them is to integrate them together. So yes, it's not, I would say, not something that you are evolving out of. It's part of who you are, darling. What it wants is for all of the parts to fit together. Okay. Any final messages for Rupert? A reminder that you have invested 7 of Pentacles, sowing good seeds. Far too much time, money, and Knight of Wands, good old-fashioned elbow grease into all of these different skills to just simply, what, toss them by the wayside? No. No, no, no. Nine of Cups. Long-term fulfilling path. You want all of your cups to go together. You want all of your cups to go together. Anyway, it was a pleasure. I hope that helps. If you have more questions, you have my number. Okay, bye.